I don't know what it is, but I got that feeling. Waking up in this bed next to you, swear the room, yeah, got no ceiling. If we lay, let the day just pass us by. I might get to too much talking, I might have to tell you something. Damn, I like me better when I'm with you.
Right, hello everyone. Everyone, we are back with another powerful Frontier Night tonight. I am Coach Lorenzo Delente, one of your bronze directors of the Sana Philippines, and I'm so excited to host this training for the very first time. We had a very powerful kick-off with no other than Sir Ching Kitan, and tonight we invited somebody special because interestingly, she was one of the pioneering members who joined Gisana in 2009. But this would be the very first time ever that she will give a training to our group Frontier. And of course, she is a $1 Million Club member, a Tel Aviv ambassador, and one of the top income earners. Yan. Sino dito excited? Can you guys please type 100? If you are excited, yan, baka pudpud na kasi yung 1 natin pag 1 lang eh. So, yan, let's type 100. Yan, grabe. Diba, I can see, ayan, sobrang dami, diba? I see familiar names and new names, ayan. So, of course, let's make this night more fun by inviting our teammates to our Zoom call tonight, okay? So, of course, but before we go to the main training, let us quickly recognize all the emerging leaders who really hustled during Christmas, New Year, and right at the onset of 2021. Ayan, of course, let's start with our new rising stars. So meaning for those na bago sa team natin, no, and for our guests, no, and for those na medyo already have started their Usana business for quite some time now. In the span of the last 4 weeks, we have had 14 distributors who get the Rising Star distinction. And so when we say Rising Star, distributor has created business momentum by pushing for consistent income of $100 for 4 out of 5 consecutive weeks. Okay, again, consistent income of $100 for 4 to 5 out of 5 consecutive weeks. So grabe, no, hindi talaga siya birong feat, no, to achieve, no. And so we have to recognize, diba, our newest Rising Stars. And when somebody hits Rising Star, they get to attend an exclusive level up training with no less than mentor Raj, diba? So grabe, for those na hindi pa na-hit yung Rising Star nila, ano na yan, kunin na natin yan very quickly, no? And for those, diba, na Rising Star na, ituloy-tuloy lang natin yung momentum na na-build natin. Alright? So now, let's recognize them one by one. Alright? Kung doon sa mga teammates na, let's support them. Alright? So we start by congratulating Ups Kate Dalisay. Ayan, congratulations, Ups Kate. We also have Ups Jamie Dilly. Okay, we also have Ups Gilbert and Pinch Golpeo. Okay, Ups Perpetual Annalyn Torres. Engineer Rodel and Irish Bizarri. We also have Upline Team Moscare, Ups Ryan Bilo, Ups Monyan Leoncito, Ups Jordan and Jem Serrano, Ups Sandra Branzuela and Dr. James Candelaria, Ups Salvador Dumo, Ups Ian Del Barrio, Ups Tin Malunes, and of course Ups Catherine Aguilar. Congratulations again to all our newest Rising Stars. Diba? So let's show our support by congratulating them sa group chat natin. Diba? Pasabugin natin yung chat natin dito sa Zoom. Diba? Grabe, even na holidays, hataw pa rin sa business. So again, tuloy-tuloy lang, and congratulations again to our newest Rising Stars. Yan. But of course, now, apart from our Rising Stars, right at the start of the year, there was one distributor to hit the bronze director rank. So grabe, imagine to work to hit the rank advancement during December 31 and January 1. Kasi mga panahon na marami sa atin, baka nagpapahinga sila, hataw lang ng hataw. Diba? So, very much deserve talaga nila yung rank advancement. So, in short, walang holiday sa kanila. Diba? And for those who don't know naman, bronze director means the director earns $800 in one single week. And that's right, that's 40,000 pesos in 1 week. Diba? So, sobrang posible talaga niya. Diba? Kapag hinataw talaga si business. Alright, so without further ado, let us recognize our newest and first bronze director this 2021. Okay, let's congratulate. Diba? We have upline Angeline D. Abibwag. Congratulations, Coach Angeline. Grabe, diba? $800 in one single week. Congratulations to our newest bronze director. Grabe talaga, no? So, of course, before, natin makausap si Coach Angeline, diba? We now go to the last recognition portion tonight. No? And the first one we are about to recognize is our newest and first ever silver director this new year. So, interestingly, he is a teammate of ours pero based all the way in New Jersey. Diba? Iba time zone, diba? Iba yung culture. Pero talagang global business na tayo, di ba? That's one thing that we have to appreciate with our business, di ba? So without further ado, let's recognize our newest and first ever silver director for 2021. Let's all congratulate Coach Fernando Matondo from New Jersey, USA. Again, congratulations, Coach Fernando, for hitting silver rank. Yan, grabe. But let's all congratulate naman si Coach Fernando. Ayan. So, ayan. So, syempre, di ba, we want to be able to, to ask, no, kung paano ba ginawa ng mga bagong directors natin, our newest bronze and silver directors, yung rank advancements na to. Okay, so nandito po ba sina Coach Ange and Coach Fernando? Ayan, nandito po ba kayo? Hi, Coach Ange.
Hello.
Ayan. Coach Ange, ayan. Okay. Hi, Coach Ange. Good evening. Again, congratulations for hitting your directorship rank. Okay. Is Coach Fernand here?
Hello. Yes, nandito ako.
Hi, Coach
Good evening,
Ange.
everyone.
Hi. Okay. Coach Ange and Coach Fernando, siguro, di ba, we have set of questions, syempre, para matuto din, malaman din ng mga business partners natin. Right? Ayan, sorry. I think naglag ako. Ayan, I'm back, no? Siguro, Coach Ange and Coach Fernando, okay lang ba makahiling kami ng tips sa inyo, no? So, can you please introduce yourselves very briefly, diba? And share your background and, of course, why you joined USANA.
Hello.
Ayan.
Naririnig ba ako?
Yes, Coach Ange.
Ayan. So, ako muna, no? Ayan. So, good evening, everyone. So, I'm Angeline Abibwag. I'm an industrial engineer by profession. So, graduate po ako ng UP Diliman. So, currently working as quality management system head in a construction company sa QC. So, work from home po ako. Ayan. So, medyo matagal na rin po ako sa USANA. Years na rin po ako sa USANA. Ayun po.
Ayan. Okay, thank you for introducing yourself, Coach Ange. Again, congratulations. Is Coach Fernando here? Hello,
Yes, Coach, I'm here.
Ayan. Hi, Coach. Anong oras dyan ngayon, Coach?
It's 6 a.m. 6 a.m. Yeah, 6 o'clock in the morning.
Diba? Hataw pa rin kahit umaga. Coach Fer, can you introduce yourself to our teammates naman, diba? And of course, why you joined USANA also.
Good evening there sa Philippines. My name is Fernando Matondo. So kung meron ditong taga Tondo, sorry, sa akin na ang Tondo dahil Matondo yung apelyido ko. Yeah, so again, currently I'm located here sa New Jersey. I work as assistant director ng isang university. It's actually a private university here in New Jersey. And we have 4 locations. We have one in Roxton, England. We have one in District Columbia and 2 in New Jersey. That's why it's the largest private university in New Jersey. So I am also the associate pastors, and I've been in the business, in USANA for 4 months and 2 weeks exactly. So why I joined USANA, very quick lang, because I asked the Lord, of course, yun yung kami mga pastor, hindi kami nabubudol-budol kaagad eh. Joke lang. So I asked the Lord, and the verse that He gave me is in Proverbs 3:5 and 6. So in all your ways acknowledge Him, and He will direct your path. So kailangan i-acknowledge natin ang Diyos because He is in full control of everything, So may mga we need to ask God for wisdom. So I joined USANA because of some realizations in my life. So I went to Pakistan and Afghanistan, and isang missionary doon, sabi niya, he retired early. That's why nakapag-mission siya. So that gives me the idea to retire early. So that's my plan. I don't intend to work until I'm 65. So currently 53 ako ngayon, pero mukha na akong 52. Yan. So yun yung reason ko why I joined USANA. And also I am involved in a mission organization called Frontier. So when I learned and heard na Frontier yung team sa USANA, so it is also a confirmation. So that's it.
All right. Thank you for sharing also, Coach Fernando, and congratulations. Siguro, Coach Ange and Coach Fernando, yung question natin, di ba? Yung first question natin for tonight, kasi lots of beginners, especially first-time entrepreneurs, di ba? Doubt their capacity to succeed in the business, di ba? So parang ang dami na ng fears and doubts, kumbaga. In your case, how did you gain the confidence and the necessary skills, considering you were also clueless in the beginning, yung nag-start kayo, di ba? I think we can start with Coach Ange.
Ayun, so ako po kasi na-invite po ako ni Coach JC, so hindi ko alam kung kilala nyo siya. So high school mate ko po siya, gold director na po siya ng Frontier. Ayan, so before, hindi talaga kami close ni Coach, so schoolmate lang kami. Ayan, so nung na-invite niya ako, sinabi niya na agad na USANA. So sabi niya lang, tingnan ko lang daw yung presentation, yung time na yun. So nung time na yun, sabi ko talaga, hindi niya ako mapapasali sa ganito kasi may experience na ako sa ibang company na related industry. Tapos, walang nangyari. Tapos, yung personality ko din, introvert ako. So, sabi ko, hindi para sa akin yung ganyang industry. Walang mangyayari sa akin dyan. Pang mga extrovert lang yan. Ganun yung mindset ko before. Ayan. So, kaya lang, nung na-present sa akin yung business, nakilala ko si Mentor ID Gambol. So, I'm sure familiar kayong lahat sa kanya, no? Si Mentor Zenaida Gambol. So, na-amaze talaga ako. Sabi ko, anong ginagawa ng isang VP sa ganitong business, diba? Kasi 6-figure income na yon. Sobrang career-oriented ko before ako nag-USANA. Sabi ko, gusto ko maging VP din sa company ko, ganyan. So sabi ko, anong nakita niya sa business na to? At ginagawa niya to part-time. Tapos nung time na yun, personal pa talaga yung meet up namin. As in, after work, pupunta siya sa office, ganyan. So na-meet ko talaga siya in person. Talagang nagtataka ako, na-amazed talaga ako. Sabi ko, malamang meron siyang nakita dito na hindi ko pa nakikita during that time. So nag-decide ako na mag-start ng business kasi sabi ko, maganda naman yung product, magbe-benefit naman ako in terms of health, pati yung family ko. So worst case scenario, kung wala talagang mangyari sa akin, magiging healthy yung family ko nung time na yon. So, to cut the long story short, so, hindi naman ba ako nagsisi na nag-join ako kasi dito ko po talaga nakuha yung personality development na tinatawag, na hindi totoo yung introvert ka, walang mangyayari sa'yo. Kung gusto mong may mangyari sa'yo, di ba, aaralin mo naman siya. At for sure, maraming tutulong sa'yo dito. Basta maging open lang yung mind and heart mo for this business. Yun. So, ano pa ba? At yung leadership, kasi sobrang sa work naman medyo mataas naman na din yung rank ko. Pero kasi, sabi nga ni Mentor ID, sa work, hindi mo naman sila matutulungan magbago yung buhay nila kahit tumaas yung salary nila. Pero dito, pagka tumulong ka sa ibang tao, more or less, you will touch their heart and their lives. Kasi syempre, financially, health-wise, diba, makakatulong ka talaga sa ibang tao. Ayun. So, paano ko siguro na-overcome? Siguro yun lang, sabi ko, wala namang mawawala sa akin. Kung attend ako ng trainings, i-apply ko siya, di ba? Yun nga, worst case scenario, magiging healthy ako. Na nung time na yun, sobrang nagkakasakit ako. Sobrang nag-benefit din talaga ako sa product. Kasi kakauti sa work, ganyan. So, ngayon, hindi na ako nilalagnat every year. Ganun kasi nangyari sa akin, nilalagnat talaga ako 1 week every year dahil sa stress siguro or what yun. So, yun yung sa akin po.
Thank you so much, Coach Ange. Grabe talaga kahit introvert ka at the beginning, di ba? Basta natututunan mo kasi may mga tao rin naman tutulong sa'yo sa business. Diba? And attend ng trainings and believe dun sa products and company, iba rin talaga. It can really go a long way. How about si Coach Fer naman, no? Siguro, Coach Fer, to recap, diba? Parang how did you gain the confidence and the necessary skills? Diba? Especially nung start ka, medyo clueless ka rin naman kung paano siya ginagawa.
Sabi ni Angeline, nilalagnat siya every year. So may anniversary yung lagnat niya, no? Every year.
Yes.
So, sa akin naman, of course, I've been in the church leadership for 23 years. Kaya lang pagdating sa USANA, wala akong alam. So, nag-gain yung confidence ko dahil clueless nga ako from the beginning. Of course, I've been to other networking as well. Pero sa USANA, wala akong alam. So, nag-acquire ako ng skills. So, actually, pag nag-acquire ka ng skills, kailangan mong aralin. Kailangan mong panoorin, kailangan mong makinig, kailangan mag-study. Yun, kasi kailangan mong, kasi sabi nga, little knowledge is dangerous. Di ba? Kung konti lang yung alam mo sa isang bagay, dangerous yon. Kung hindi ka pa sanay mag-drive, huwag kang pupunta sa highway. So kung halimbawa nga hindi ka marunong mag-bike, mag-aral ka, di ba? Walang natutong nag-bike na hindi siya natumba from the beginning. So yun lang, kailangan i-acquire mo yung skills necessary para makita mo yung ano mo, yung maintindihan mo lahat. You need to do that. Yun.
Oh, grabe. Thank you, no, Coach, for yun talaga, no, parang you have to equip yourself also, di ba? So, tanungin si upline kung paano ba, di ba? Ang daming resources available for us, no, para mas matutunan ba. Siguro last na po, coaches, no, can you share one best tip, no, kahit one lang, to everybody who want to achieve solid results in their sana business, tulad itong na-achieve nyo today? Ayan, sige. Let's start with Coach Ange again.
Ayan, siguro sa akin, yung una, share the vision of Yusana talaga in terms of health and financial freedom, ganyan. So, kasi, when you share to other people, hindi ka matatakot ma-reject, di ba? Kahit ano yung maging reaction nila. Kasi share ka lang naman ng opportunity ng better option sa kanila in terms of product, di ba, for your health, ganyan. Tapos, so, pag nag-share ka, syempre, magkakaroon ka ng pay-in, magiging sponsor mo yon. Ayan. So, tip ko talaga is sponsor and help your sponsor and downline get their goals din and dreams. Kasi pag mas marami kang tao na matutulungan dito sa business na to, mas lalaki din yung income mo and yung organization mo talaga magiging solid. Yun po siguro yung ultimate tip ko. Kasi wala naman talagang parang magic or shortcut sa business na to, kundi hard work pa rin naman. And syempre, yung guidance din ni Lord. Kasi minsan, ida-direct ka rin ni Lord dun sa right people for this business. Ayun, yun po sa akin. So, all glory to God po yung ano man yung nakakamit ko ngayong achievement kasi sa kanya din naman to galing ngayon. So, thank you po.
Grabe. Thank you, Coach Ange. How about Coach Per naman?
Sa akin, yung one best tip siguro is yung you must have an activity every single day. So, kailangan meron kang ginagawa every single day kasi alam natin yung sinabi nga, di ba, na yung insanity is you are expecting different result but you are doing the same thing every day. So, wala sigurong matuwid ang isip na gusto mong iba yung result pero pare-pareho naman yung ginagawa mo every day. So, all you have to do is to have an activity every day, contact people, engage, and then present the Yosana. Kaya lang, kailangan i-present mo siya in such a way that people will like it. Kasi yung iba talagang hindi nila gusto. So parang nag-wrap ka ng gift. Kailangan medyo maganda yung presentation mo, yung gift, para once you present it to people, they will like it. So activity.
Yan, tama, no? Actually, ang dami natin nakuha from tonight, di ba? Activities talaga, and yung tulungan lang din talaga ng team, di ba? Share the vision with your teammates, di ba? So, grabe. Again, congratulations to our newest coaches, Coach Ange and Coach Fer. Can we please congratulate them one last time for tonight? Alright. Yan, grabe talaga. Congratulations to our coaches, di ba? So, we're looking forward to our next advancements, Coach Ange and Coach Fer. Sige, so let's move forward to our next, di ba, segment for tonight, di ba? So, ayan. Naglag ako. Okay, I'm back, di ba? So, for our next segment for tonight, okay, our main speaker, di ba? Ito na talaga, di ba, ang ating main speaker for tonight is a very special person in Yusana, Philippines. Okay, she has been with the company since 2009, and in fact, she is considered as one of the pioneers and one of the people instrumental to the explosive growth of Yusana Visayas Mindanao. Alright, she is a member of the prestigious Yusana $1 Million Club, and she is currently an executive one-star diamond director. Under her organization is the top one income earner of the Philippines. Grabe. No, and not only that, she is quite a number of successful golds, rubies, emeralds, and diamonds, and other $1 Million Club members as well. Grabe, no, that's the dream. Create talaga yung ganun karaming achievers din in your team, di ba? Para matulungan mo rin silang ma-achieve talaga yung mga gusto nilang ma-achieve. And on top of that, di ba, mga nakasarap pa ang camera dyan, paki-on na, di ba? Kung kaya mag-ingay, pasabugin natin ang group chat, okay? Let us all welcome for the very first time ever, Mentor Celina Rances. Welcome, Mentor Celina.
Hello, good evening, everyone. Thank you, Lorenzo, for that introduction. So, are you hearing me okay? Is my audio fine?
Yes, Mentor.
Okay, wonderful. Let me share my screen. So, thank you for having me tonight, Team Frontier. And Ryan has been telling me there are so many millennials here tonight. I'm excited to share my story. Let me share my screen. Shout out to my brother's very close friend and a family friend, Amalia Misa. I think she's listening here tonight. Hi, Amalia. Okay, let me share my screen. There you go. Okay. There. So tonight I am going to be sharing my journey as an entrepreneur, and I will start from the very beginning, of course. But just to tell you a little bit about myself. So this is my husband. We as Lorenzo said a while ago, we've been with USANA since 2009, and I'm an entrepreneur. I'm also a mother. So I have a 13-year-old and an 11-year-old, and I've never been employed before because I've always been into network marketing. So this is me. The first time I was introduced to network marketing was in 1997. So maybe some of you were toddlers then, or maybe some of you weren't born yet. So I was a student then at the University of the Philippines in Diliman, and I would have weekends in my uncle's house. And one day when I visited, they asked me if I was interested to join an opportunity seminar. And there are people who are earning this much, and they're not even high school. Some are just even high school graduates, and being very young, being very open minded, and being very optimistic. I was very open. I was excited to join the seminar, and I had no preconceived notions of network marketing and all. So I joined network marketing when I was 18. My first company was Forever Living. So I was selling aloe vera products. And, being 18 years old in UP, I had no money, no connections, no skills. I've never been really into sales, or I've always been shy in class. And so this is my first exposure to network marketing. So I was doing the business part-time, and I was just so motivated, to make it. And the thing about network marketing is that it doesn't ask you about your background or what capital you have. As long as you have that dream, you have that motivation, anything is possible. And so this was my first exposure to network marketing. As you can see, I would be traveling, like I'd be Monday to Friday, I'd be at school. And then during the weekends, I'd be in Zamboanga, I'd be in Naga, I'd be in Leyte. I would have downlines in different areas of the Philippines. Pero alam mo, it took time because I was into a stair-step breakaway company. So it's not as fast as USANA because USANA is binary. So it took me about 2 years to hit 100,000 per month. But way back in 1999, 100,000 per month, medyo malaki na rin yon, and I was doing it part-time because I was a student. And that was when my mind was really open to entrepreneurship. And because, my plan was, to graduate UP, graduate from a good school, and then get employed. I've never really been exposed into business. But then this was my first exposure, and I'm just so grateful to my sponsor, to have that, to invite me, to think of inviting me. I mean, wala naman akong connections, and I didn't really have the money, but they gave me that opportunity, and I'm so thankful for that. So this is me during my networking days. As you can see, may ano pa yan, may date pa yan. So that's 2001. You can see my husband there. If some of you, I think you've heard my husband before. So that's Robert at the back. He was still a preacher then. And he's also into missions like Pastor Fair a while ago. And so that's where we met. And so I made my first million in network marketing when I was 21 years old. And so I decided I didn't want to get employed anymore. I took up hotel and restaurant administration in UP. And so I didn't want to get a job anymore kasi I heard ang starting at the time was about 20,000 in the hotel. And I was already making 6 figures per month already. And I said, this is really something that I wanted to pursue. And also, I read a book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Some of you might have read that already. And it really talked about the power of entrepreneurship and the power of really being able to live life on your own terms. So I guess the first step to being an entrepreneur is really to decide and take the challenge to live life on your own terms in being an entrepreneur. And it's not easy. There are things that are uncertain, but there are limitless possibilities as to what could happen. And that's what's exciting about being an entrepreneur, because you're able to challenge yourself, you're able to push yourself. So because of network marketing, my husband and I, we did very well, no, by the grace of God, and we got married. I was still 23 at that time, and my husband was 26. And so we were able to have our dream wedding, which was all paid for by our network marketing business. So this was in Malipano Island in Pearl Farm. So let me show that photo. So si Robert at the time, long hair pa siya. Kasi uso-uso pa yung what was that, Taiwanese, So there, so we got married, my husband and I, we've been married for 18 years already. And we've been so thankful to network marketing because, it gave us an opportunity to be able to really stand on our own, to be independent. And after our network marketing, we joined a local network marketing, my husband and I, and we were there for 3 years because I was with Forever Living 5 years. And then the first time we were introduced to Binary, we joined a local company. Unfortunately, that company closed. No? So we were earning a lot. We were earning 7 figures, but then that company closed. So kami ni Robert parang, sige, let's stop doing network marketing. Let's get into traditional business. So we got into traditional business. So because we didn't have any experience in business, we got into franchising. So we got Mr. Donut, we got educational franchises. So we had about 3 franchise businesses that we were running. Unfortunately, we didn't do so well. It was challenging. The capital was, there was a big startup capital, and also the monthly fees were very high, and the operational expenses were very high. And somehow, we missed the dynamics of network marketing, where you're able to turn around so many lives, you're able to touch so many lives, and you can turn around your situation in a couple of months or even a year. Your life can be totally different. And, we missed that challenge. And so my husband and I, we were praying to join a network marketing company, but this time we wanted a company that we could grow old with, a company that really had the things we were looking for. So we were looking at 3 factors. Number 1, kasi nga we joined a local company naman that closed, diba? So parang sayang your effort, and it all goes to waste. And so we wanted a company that was stable, of course, with a good financial track record. And number 2 is that we wanted a company with exceptional products, because that's the lifeline of the business. If your products are good, then the business will definitely follow. And the third factor that we were looking at was, of course, a rewarding pay plan. Because no matter how good the company is, no matter how good the products are, if you are not rewarded very well, of course, you won't be motivated. So a lot of people were inviting us to join this and that network marketing company. But then when we did our research online, USANA was number 1 in the US, but it wasn't open yet here in the Philippines. And so we waited. And in 2009, finally, it opened here. So we were sponsored by Jeremy Stansfield. He is our sponsor in USANA. At the time, he was a 9-star diamond director. So he visited us in our home in Davao City. He stayed there 3 days, shared the ropes of building USANA. And then he went back to the US. And then we were building USANA on our own in Mindanao, here in Davao City. So this photo was taken in his house in Salt Lake City in Utah. We were able to visit him there. And so this is how we started our USANA journey. At the time when we started USANA, we weren't into network marketing for 2 years. So we had a lot of debts already. And, we were really back to zero. And we were praying for an opportunity that we could really work on, because we were not liquid at that time because of the business losses that we incurred. So we joined USANA in 2009. Then I was pregnant with my son, who's now 11 years old. So while we were doing USANA, I was pregnant, doing presentations. And, it was very challenging. But, when we were starting USANA, we were very hopeful and we told ourselves, in 1 year's time, our lives are going to be so different. And indeed, the rest was history. So fast forward to 2021. So how do we go about this? So number one is getting equipped. Let me see. Okay. Let me just adjust that. Okay. For a while, huh? Yan. So there, it's really getting equipped and going through the process. When we joined USANA, we became silver directors in only 2 weeks. And why some people would say, oh, how come you're able to do it so fast? Well, of course, I started doing network marketing in 1997. So come 2009, that's already more than a decade of experience. And so it's very important that you're able to really acquire the skills, the knowledge, and the abilities. And, being here tonight, that already says a lot about your determination to get equipped. And it's very important that you're able to learn the skill, the knowledge, mastery of the business if you really want to make this big. And of course, attending trainings, events, these are things that are very important that people think, right now it's even easier because you don't even have to pay. You just log into Zoom. You don't even have to go to a physical venue. And it's much more doable now because everything is online. So there's really no reason for us not to get equipped. And of course, you want to learn the skill. Skill is really, you will really learn the skill when you already do the business, because, it's a different thing when you learn about how to swim, but you really have to dive into the water. You really have to swim and get wet. So there's no other way to do it. So same thing with USANA. You really have to get yourself, dive into the business, do your presentations, do your inviting. And so that's how you're going to get better and better. Next is, of course, also getting your hands dirty, getting to presentations, being rejected, and being on top of your business. Because a lot of people, a lot of people will say, oh, how come you were able to build the business fast? If you would look at how we worked our USANA business when we were starting, we were working like crazy. Like from morning till night, we would be talking to people. Yung halos, parang you get a sore throat already from talking to people. And we would always be doing presentations, follow-up trainings. These are things that are very basic. But if you're able to be consistent, and if you're able to do this every day, then you can grow a big USANA business, no? In a couple of months, in years. And so you really have to roll up your sleeves and get to work. Next is being an entrepreneur. Of course, it's like a roller coaster ride. So you have to get ready for the highs and the lows. There will be highs, there will be lows, because a lot of people think you start from the beginning and then you shoot all the way up and, get your goals. But, it's not like that. It's up and downs. Sometimes it looks like this. Sometimes you're excited, and then after a while you think you're rejected, and then after a while you think it's hard. And after a while, you're able to invite people, but sometimes they don't show up. Or, at first they're interested, but after a while, you're not able to follow them up. Maybe they change their minds, things like that. And all of these things, they're part of being an entrepreneur. Even if you're not with USANA, there are always highs and lows in the business. And even being $1 Million Club members and already one-star diamond directors, we still get rejected. People, we don't always get 100%. And so it's really because business is like that. Be ready for the highs and lows. But what I can tell you is that, the lows will always be there. You will be discouraged. People will discourage you. Sometimes your family members or your friends. But I tell you, the highs will be very worth it. And the growth that you will experience is going to be amazing. You will grow as a person, as a leader. And it's going to be, it's the joy of being an entrepreneur and the challenge of being an entrepreneur is very, very different. So next is focusing on the goal. How do you do it if you want to make big with USANA, you have to start on, of course, the small goals, right? So I'm sure a lot of us here, Ryan was telling me that there are people who are less than 2 months old in the business. So I'm sure some of them are still hitting their premier platinum pay setter. So those are the things that you need to hit first, no? And also, there are a lot of, let's say, rank. You can go for the rank, you can go for the income, you can go for the number of leaders, and of course, the incentives and the travel. So USANA has a lot of incentives. But when we were starting in USANA, my husband and I, we would always go for the trips. So every year, USANA has trips, right? So we just had Sri Lanka and we just had Taiwan and a lot of others. But when you go for the trips, timing kasi this week, I think that the talks this week will all about be travel incentives. But it's important to hit the travel incentives because when you hit the travel incentives, you're also hitting your income goal, and most likely you will be able to rank advance. So this is some of our first ever USANA. This was our first ever USANA travel incentive. This was in 2010. So we joined 2009. We became gold within the year. And then, so we hit our travel incentive. Now it's called the Leadership Summit, but then it was called the Gold Retreat. So if you see the photo of those people in our Gold Retreat, these are all diamonds already. No, you have the Ricaldes, you have the De La Fuentes, you have Clarion and Diane de Guzman, and also at that time De La Peña pa siya, she wasn't married yet. And then you have also Shane Miguel there. So just to share to you some of the trips that we went on to USANA, kasi these are free trips, and when you have these travel incentives, when you get into USANA kasi, there are already travel incentives there. You just don't want to eat the icing. You want to eat the whole cake. I mean, it's there available. It's there for the taking. And so why not, right? So these are some of the trips that we went on with USANA. This was this was a cruise on the Mariner of the Seas. Ayan. So it's a 15-story ship. And what I like about this compared to Star Cruise Virgo is that they have free room service. Even the cafes are free. So you can order up to 12 midnight. From 6 a.m. to 12 midnight, you can order as much room service as you want. So I think in 1 week's time, parang I gained 7 pounds. So, pero when I came back, nag-Nutri-Meal lang ako. And so I was able to lose it right away. So these are some of the trips that we went on. This was also a trip to Cairns, Australia, which is the gateway to the Great Barrier Reef. I was there with my mom because sometimes, my husband, he doesn't want to travel anymore. He wants to stay home and be with the kids. So my mom is a very happy recipient of some of our travel incentives. And, as a daughter, I'm also very glad that I'm able to bring my mom to trips, USANA trips. And this was my mom's first experience to go on a USANA trip. And we were checked in at a really nice hotel and we would go on tours. And, it was really a good experience for her. And, she was telling me now, wow. So she was telling me, this is really the life. And, I was as a daughter, I'm glad to really make my mom happy and be able to give her a lot of memorable experiences. Ito naman sa Dubai. So I was also with my mom. My husband didn't want to go. And probably one of my favorite trips that we went on in USANA was our Tahiti trip in Bora Bora. So amazing kasi as a married couple, you get so busy and sometimes you don't you don't have alone time anymore. You're always busy with the business or the kids or the family. And I treasure these moments where we're able to go out as a couple. Amazing. You look at those water bungalows. USANA didn't check us in at the shore. They brought us there to the water bungalows, which cost 100,000 per night. So imagine, di ba, how generous our company is. So this was in Tahiti, Bora Bora. They spent more than $1 million per couple just for this retreat. So the good thing about USANA is that we also have wonderful tours. This up to your upper right is an aerial view of the water lunch that we had. It's in the lagoon, just 2 meters at 2 feet of water. There's food and music, and then they brought us to a sunset cruise. But the good thing about USANA is that not only are you able to break through financially, but you're also making a lot of memories with your family, your loved ones, and my as a mother, I always find time to bring my children to all the trips that I'm able to let them tag along. And every time we go to the US to attend international convention, I always bring my kids. So this is I think this was the 25th anniversary of Isana, and my kids were there, and also our team from Australia were there to attend. And it's challenging, but I love having my kids with me so that I'm able to create a lot of memories with them. And I'm thankful because, USANA allows us to do that. And it's not only the money, but it's also the experiences and that you have with your loved ones and with your family. You have the freedom, you own your own time. You don't have to. This is what my leaders from Australia have been telling me. They're doing very well in their work. They're nurses or engineers. But then one thing that they really want is being able to have the time freedom and being able to go on vacation anytime you want to. And you don't have to worry about running out of vacation leaves or stuff like that. So every every time there's convention, we stay there for a month and a half, always with the kids. So absent sila sa school, but then I'm able to let them make reports. So this was in the Space Museum. So I let them report about this in class. And this was the Niagara Falls. So ayan, marami sila mga reports. And at least they're allowed by their school because they go to a Montessori school. And what I appreciate about USANA is that it's very dynamic. These are photos that I took in Sydney because we have a team in Australia. So when we visit them there, we take the kids with us. So in the morning, we go around, see the sights, but in the evening, then we have our meeting. So isn't that a wonderful business to have a business so dynamic that you're able to bring your family to be able to incorporate family time, no? Even when you're doing the business. This was last year when we attended the convention again. So we visited several national parks. And in our team, we have a lot of families. So we're already planning for the next USANA convention. We'll be bringing our kids, and before we attend convention, we'll be going through all the national parks and, create memories with our kids and our families. So next would probably be, of course, being ready to take on new challenges. Our theme for this year is scaling new heights in USANA Philippines. And so it's very, very important that you're able to challenge yourself every time that, every year there are new incentives. Last year, we hit also level 4 of the growth incentive. And, God has been so good because, it has been may pandemic and we couldn't really go out of the house. But God has been so good that our business has grown so much last year, about 25% growth. We experienced about 25% growth. And, we couldn't believe how blessed we were in 2020. A lot of businesses closed and a lot of, business people were really struggling with the pandemic. But God has been so good to us in USANA. We have experienced tremendous growth in 2020 and going into 2021. We are very much looking forward because, of course, we have new travel incentives. And if you're very new in USANA and you haven't hit the travel incentives yet, do make sure that you're able to really get yourself on track. Go with your upline. Ask them, how do I hit this? So there's the Maldives Leadership Incentive. This looks a little bit like Bora Bora already. So wonderful place to go to. And of course, you have the Bali, Indonesia incentive. I have newbies right now who came into USANA, who came into our team in the last quarter of 2020. So they're very new. They're few months pa lang in the business. They're silver directors already. There are direct downlines. They've been users for like They've been my clients for mga 2-3 years already. And then now they're into the business. So they're silver directors, and I'm letting them hit this, all the travel incentives, Bali, Indonesia, the Maldives, and they're consistently growing into that already. And of course, we have the Athens Greece incentive. So who among you are going to Athens this 2021? Okay, so this is our growth incentive. Guys, hindi pwedeng hindi mo mahit yan. You know, it's very seldom. This is the first time we're going to Greece for the AP growth. And of course, you would want to hit that. So it's January, very early. Make sure you're able to hit your weekly goals. And of course, eto, I'm so excited about this. Good for Ryan and Raj, who are already on their last week, I think, no? Or 2 weeks to go for this incentive to Cusco, Peru, in Machu Picchu. Actually, last December, we already knew about this, and we've been talking to some of our diamonds also in our team, and we're already planning a tour around South America where we go to Brazil, Argentina. Hindi pa namin nahihit, pero we're really determined to hit it, and we're really wanting to, to be together and enjoy ourselves in Machu Picchu, Peru. So things are really looking up in 2021, but the bottom line would really be, we can only sow as much, we can only plant seeds, we can only sow seed, but it's really God who will determine the harvest. In the Bible, it says there was a farmer who went out and sowed seeds. And, some of those seeds, they fell on thorny ground, they fell on rocks, and they fell on, and some of the seeds, the birds got them. And, the harvest is determined by God. If the return will be 40, 50, 100%, 200%. And we can only work so much. And, for all the successes that we have in USANA, I would really give all the glory back to the Lord, because we would not be here if not for His favor and His blessing. And, if you really want to be successful in this business or any kind of business, your heart has to be right. Because blessing, abundance, it comes from the Lord. They are all blessings from the Lord. And, you have your heart right. Let's be truthful and honest with our dealings. Let's be hardworking, put in the hard work. And, let's honor God with our business. You honor your family, your parents. Kasi, if you really want overflowing blessing, if you really want a breakthrough blessing, you want your heart right. And, you want to be right with God. And, 2021 looks very, very promising. And, we are all looking forward to really making it big and scaling new heights in 2021. So far, that ends my sharing. So if you have any more questions, I am open to questions.
All right, thank you so much, Mentor Celina. Grabe, di ba? Learning from one of the best to ever do the business talaga. Di ba? No other way to start the year than, di ba, makakuha ng tips from Mentor. Ayan. So, Mentor, can you accommodate siguro kay 2 to 3 questions?
Yes, no problem.
I think we have one here. Ito, sige, Mentor. We have from Ups says, parang papatulong, Mentor, di ba? Di ba, usually we have stigma when we invite people, di ba? Parang, how do I explain the difference daw between network marketing and multi-level marketing? And parang kung ikaw po yung mag-explain nun.
They're about the same thing. Multi-level and network marketing, they're about the same thing. But then there are different types of network marketing, right? There's the stair-step breakaway, and then there's the binary. I tried stair-step breakaway with Forever Living. So it's mas matagal yung income, syempre, because it takes time. It's higher rebate minus lower rebate. It's more complicated. And it's top-heavy, which means those at the top earn more. Tapos, mas malaking income on top. And then when you go to the lower levels, the startups, the income is not as big. Unlike binary, kasi binary is fast. coming from a stair-step breakaway structure, binary is very fast. Like, kunwari, when we started Usana, automatically in our second week, $1,000 agad kami. Kasi ganun kabilis ang binary. So if you really are able to see the power of binary and if you work on your multiple business centers, you can really make it big. So kailangan lang, kasi ako, before Usana, we were already into binary. And we know how it works na dapat. Kasi for, kunwari, you're new, baka hindi mo pa you're not able to see the power of multiple business centers. So as early as our second week in Usana, we already brought in our BC4. Nag-max out na kami ng 5,000, left 5,000, right, to get our BC4 on our second week of joining. So yung mga sina Renel Blancos, Jed Sardido, they're already in our BC4. So it also helps to strategize. And I'm sure your uplines all know that. I think they will just you should share nila yan if you're really into maximizing and really getting your goals. Did I answer the question? Ang question niya kasi is network marketing and multi. They're more or less the same. But the yung difference is the binary and the stair-step breakaway. Yon, may difference yon.
Alright, thank you, Mentor. Diba? Actually, may mga terms na ngayon na din namin. So, thank you so much, Mentor, for educating us regarding that. No? Mentor, we have another one. Diba? I think this is more on motivation naman. How do you keep your team motivated and so that they can keep on attending trainings and huddles?
How do you keep your team motivated? Well, I have my husband to do that for me. So, of course, to keep them attending trainings and, letting them understand how important your self-motivation is and how important your drive is. When I started network marketing, all I had was drive. And I didn't have anything, my first network marketing opportunity, I only earned less than 1,000 in 1 year. Pero yung excitement level ko was up to the roof. You're excited, although wala ka pang kinikita, but you're excited because you see people earning. And to keep your motivation, you really have to be plugged in. You have to be plugged in and attending trainings. And you really have to follow them up. You really have to call them. You really have to, know where they are. Because sometimes when you just forward ka lang ng schedule or ng poster and you don't know, may dinadaanan pala sila. And, you could somehow help them. So you really have to call them and know where they are.
Tama. Thank you so much, Mentor, for that. Mentor, I think we can have our second to the last question. Diba? Parang for associates daw po na medyo matagal naman na. So kanina, Mentor, I think more on motivation sa mga bago din, di ba? Ito po parang doon sa mga medyo matagal, ano yung pwede nyo i-advise para ma-keep daw yung excitement nila?
Well, we've been with Usana for almost 12 years, no? And the excitement, your excitement talaga, you really have to be responsible for keeping that excitement. And you really have to, different things will excite different people. Like me, for example, I get excited when my leaders qualify for certain incentives. And I get excited over trips. Like, kunwari, Machu Picchu, I'm imagining it already, or what we're gonna do. We're gonna go to Brazil, ganyan. So, that excites me. And, kunwari, for different people, whatever excites you, like if you wanna be able to give more to charity, if your goal is to build a new house or buy a new property, so it's really up to you. But it's important to keep connected and keep plugged in so that you're able to keep that excitement. And there's no reason not to keep that excitement because we have Zoom meetings every day. And you don't even have to get dressed. And you don't even have to pay. You can just log in and listen and be inspired. So isn't that so doable? Diba? Kaya lang, as you have to be responsible. You have to always, as an entrepreneur, you have to check yourself, kasi you can parang die down and lose your excitement, but you always have to push yourself because this is for you. You are doing this for yourself, for your family, and for your future. And the life that Isan has given us has really been amazing. Because during this pandemic, our commissions have just been coming in week after week, and even during December, we grew so much in December. And where can you find a business like this? We have exceptional products. And eto nga, I'm on Nutri-Meal again because I gained weight last December, the holidays. Ganda ng products natin. We have Celaviv, and our products really sell like pancakes. And it's really just up to you to be able to share the benefits of our products and the business. Ako, I love Celaviv, no? Kasi my skin has, if you look at my photos in 2009, I look younger today than compared to nung nag-join kami ng Usana in 2009. And I really attribute that to, of course, taking the supplements and Celaviv, and my skin has looked better compared to 12 years ago. So imagine how powerful these products are. And of course, you have to be using the products so that you're able to share a testimony on those products.
Tama, no? Thank you so much, Mentor Celina, no, for answering the queries of our teammates here in Frontier, of course. And Mentor, on behalf of Team Frontier, would like to thank you for being here tonight. All right, guys, can we all
Thank you.
open our cameras and pasabugan yung group chat? Let's all say thank you to Mentor Celina. Diba? Sobrang thank you, Mentor. It's an honor to have you tonight.
Thank you for having me, Team Frontier.
All right. Grabe. Thank you again, Mentor. And thank you everyone, of course, for being tonight. But you guys have to stay. We have a couple of announcements lang din, of course, before we end. All right. So, okay. So we have a couple of announcements before we end tonight's training. Guys, no, grabe. Grabe yung training natin tonight. Diba, no better way again to start, no? Yung jump start talaga yung isa ng business natin this January than a training with Mentor Celina. So again, Mentor, thank you, no? But again, before you leave, guys, we have a couple of announcements. Okay, number one is we will be having our grand celebration, Usana Grand Celebration on February 7, 2021. So again, for those na hindi pa naka-order ng tickets, please do so, okay? Single tickets cost 350 pesos each. Alright, but of course, if you're coming with your team, which is more encouraged, of course, you can order a set, okay? For a total of 3.5 lang. So you can cut your uplines na, okay? For that, please do attend kasi grabe yung learning, di ba? Magsama-sama yung some of the best to ever do the business, di ba? Some of the talk, some of business trainings, talaga grabe. So again, February 7, mark the date, no? Dapat lahat ng 406 nandito, and even yung wala ay maka-attend ng training natin. Again, Usana Grand Celebration, Scaling New Heights on February 7. Another one will be having a Frontier training on handling objections by Executive Goal Director Cheps Villagracia on January 25, Saturday at 5 p.m. Again, January 25, Saturday at 5 p.m. And we'll be having our newest Rising Stars training, again with no less than Mentor Raj. So lahat ng announce natin na new Rising Stars kanina, they'll be going sa training na to with Mentor Raj. Again, so please guys, save the dates kasi dapat nadyan tayong lahat. Alright. Last week and last month. And guys, don't forget to meet your uplines, your mates after this training para makapag-goal set na tayo whole week. So again, guys, thank you so much for coming to tonight's training. I am Coach Renzo Relente, and more power to Team Frontier. Thank you, guys.